Hi, my name is Sophia Allen, and I'm an assistant professor at the Penn State College of Medicine. I also work with the team in the Center for Research on Tobacco and Health. I'll be discussing a review of social drivers assessment tools for smoking cessation interventions. Here are my disclosures. This research was funded by the National Institute on Drug Abuse of the National Institutes of Health. My co-author and I have no conflicts of interest or disclosures to report related to this project. African Americans who smoke cigarettes and try to quit continue to experience persistent and substantial tobacco-caused disease burdens, in part due to social determinants of health or social drivers. Limited research exists on the tools used to identify the social drivers that influence smoking cessation among African Americans. The purpose of this study was to conduct a scoping literature review to determine what tools have been used to measure social drivers of health among African Americans who smoke and try to quit, and to standardize the use of social drivers of health questions in smoking cessation research to improve health outcomes. We utilized the Arsky and O'Malley scoping review framework through a three-stage search strategy to refine our research question, to identify limitations, and research purpose. We conducted a scoping literature review using several databases and searched for terms including African Americans, smoking cessation, menthol, interventions, social needs, discrimination, and assessments. These keywords are shown in the word cloud here, shaped like a lung, and we use the Covenant's systematic review system to streamline the review process. Here's our PRISMA flow diagram. We identified and screened 186 studies, of which 101 studies were irrelevant. Then we assessed 85 full-text studies for eligibility. 67 of those studies were excluded for several reasons, with the most being for the wrong patient population. This left us with 18 studies to include in our analysis. Here you'll see the 18 studies that we found in our literature review, ranging from several different study types and sample sizes, which I'll discuss in the next slide. So here we see the results with a little bit more detail. The overall, there was 186 full-text articles that were screened, of which 18 were relevant to our research question. Sample sizes range from 28 to 2,118 participants. Study designs consisted of randomized controlled trials, cross-sectional studies, qualitative and mixed methods studies, other study types, and then the quasi-experimental, there was one of those. So continuing on with the results, the assessment tools used for measuring social drivers were a few of them here: racial segregation scale, the neighborhood vigilance scale, social exposure to smoking index, and the contemplation ladder. In conclusion, this scoping literature review identified assessment tools for social drivers of health used in studies among African Americans who smoke. The consistent inclusion of social driver assessment tools in smoking cessation interventions research may improve outcomes among African American adults who smoke and try to quit. Special thanks to my supporters and collaborators of this research. Also want to thank my co-author and graduate assistant, Victoria, and my mentors. Feel free to contact me at the email address below with any questions, and check out my lab website for more information about my research. Thank you.